What is up, everybody? This is Big Zess here, and we are back with another video out in the verse of Star Citizen. Today's video, we're going to be doing some more mining. As you can see, some ore deposits in the background. And today we are utilizing the cutter, but not just any cutter. This is going to be the Cutter Rambler variant. As you can see on the very top there, is a extended fuel tank. And so this particular variant of the cutter, in its styling, is slightly different. It has different engines and little fender wings in the back. But most importantly, the interior is where we have the biggest difference. Starting in the cargo bay. The cargo bay is the smallest out of all the three cutter variants, with only 2 SCU worth of storage. I only have a 1 SCU box, but you can stack them up in 2 1 SCU boxes here. If you get a 2 SCU box, you cannot put it sideways. It won't snap to the... I mean, you can technically do it. It just won't snap to the grid. Only the 1 SCU boxes will snap to the grid. Have my Geo here that fits right next to the box very snugly. So when I close the door here, it works just like so. Or what you can also do is, instead of parking it sideways, what I also do is I kind of park it facing forward, like so. Hopefully I don't glitch the door here. Okay, I didn't. Cool. And so parking it this way allows you to get, and the reason why I only got 1 SCU box is because, for this particular reason, I didn't want to stack it up too high. Because when you park it this way, you get access to the gem box like that. You just open it, and then you open this box. Very easy. Okay? So there's that. We come into here, and the interior of the Rambler variant is the best interior of all the cutters. You still have a bathroom. It's over here in this orientation. I think with the original cutter, the bathroom, there's a walkway that's usually right here, and then the bathroom will be somewhere over here. But the typical cutter bathroom, right? You can close the door. You handle your business. Okay. You get a suit locker. Again, this gameplay's not in the game yet, but once it is, it'll be great that you have a suit. You have weapon racks, extra weapon racks, I should rather say. Every cutter has weapon racks on the bridge, but this one has extra weapon racks. Because this particular cutter, most cutters are generally designed for solo play. This cutter, you could take a friend with you. And it's signified here with this fold down seat, right? This is the only cutter that has a fold down seat for a passenger. In fact, you can probably take up to 3 different passengers in this particular cutter safely. So you'll have your pilot. The pilot will be flying. Then you have a seat here on the bench. You have a seat here in this little kind of kitchen nook. Okay. Or a little kitchen table. This is supposed to be some type of little kitchen area as well, and some other little storage. And then one can sit on the bed. Right, so you'll have 3 safe places for passengers to sit, so they don't fall over while you're doing some evasive maneuvers or in quantum or something. And there's also extra storage. So this is a storage locker right here, and you get a little over 1 SCU worth of storage. So you get everything that you would typically need in a small little package. This has the standard weapon racks. So every cutter has this particular weapon rack where you can put one big weapon, a smaller type weapon, and then some handguns. Okay, 3 handguns. 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. Some extra components in here. The other components are going to be in here on this side, in these little racks. You can open and then close. So that is the Rambler. I particularly love the Cutter Rambler variant, even though I sacrifice some much needed cargo space. Depending on what you're doing, it's not really much needed. If you're going to be doing rock mining or hand mining, geo mining, what we're doing today, you really only need the amount of space that's available in this particular cutter. You can get your geo suit in there. You can get a box for the gems to transfer them into, and that's really all you need. But this particular cutter, which I will show with the self status here. Oh, I am in SCM mode, that's why. So swap over. You get in total almost 2.2. Oh, it also shows up here as well. 2.2 SCU of quantum fuel. Let me turn the engines on. And then 24 SCU worth of hydrogen fuel. So that's a lot of fuel for such a small little ship. And it's quite fuel efficient too. With this little ship, you have no problem jumping back and forth or all around the verse. I've gone back and forth to Pyro with it. I've gone all over the universe with it. I have a particular quantum drive in this ship that makes the fuel costs for quantum jumps a lot more fuel efficient. I forget the specific name of it, but yeah, it's down there. But anyway, we're here to do some more rock mining. We have some plots here of Hadanite, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and mine this. Oh, family. Same difference. All right, so let's make sure we're in high. We're at 30% here. Scanned and another thing that I wanted to note here, today I have on heavy armor instead of some type of specialized suit. So this is, I believe the Movikov something, what's it called? Morozov. Yeah, the Morozov heavy armor. What's really good about heavy armor is that it's quite balanced with its temperature rating. The specialized suits, they, depending on which one you wear, can protect up to negative 225 degrees Celsius or up to 225 degrees Celsius. So really, really hot or really, really cold. The heavy armor is balanced in the sense that it can protect, as you can see there, negative 90 and up to 115. So it doesn't go to the extremes, but for most planets that are not necessarily on the outskirts, heavy armor is quite a good armor set to use to protect you from most climates. And on a planet like Magda, where it can fluctuate from all the way down to like minus 60, this is all you really need, is the heavy armor. It doesn't get really hot here, but and also the other benefit of heavy armor is if you were ever going to be attacked, you have the best damage reduction as well. Alright, so let's put this down here. The Cutter Rambler, I don't believe you can buy the Cutter Rambler as a starter ship in particular. I think the only cutter that you can get as a game package is just going to be the regular cutter. The regular cutter and the Cutter Rambler, the main differences between the two is obviously the interior layout and the fuel capacity. That's pretty much it. Everything else you can they're very similar. If you wanted to buy the Cutter Rambler in particular, in game, I think it's around 750k, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to verify that here in a moment once I break this rock. Personally, I wouldn't buy it with real money. You should really only buy it with the in-game cash. But let's see. There we go. Let's move over here and let's look for Drake. And it will be Cutter Rambler. Stanton Shops. Yeah, so about 740. Yeah, 740k is what you can get it for. And the best quantum drive, the one that I think that I have in there, is going to be the Vulcan. So this one gives you the best efficiency. So only 8 quantum fuel per. Hold on, let's see here. Yeah, only 8 quantum fuel here. And yeah, the Vulcan. Okay. The Flood would be a really good choice as well, so you don't have to wait as long for the cooldown. But your quantum speed, your max speed, is going to be a bit slower. So a Vulcan would be a pretty good choice. Both of them only use 8 quantum fuel. So take your pick with that. The cutter, every cutter, they're not really fighter ships. They're really lackluster when it comes to offensive capabilities. Their defensive capabilities, however, which I've demonstrated in a previous video, they can really take a hit. Okay, The amount of HP that the hull has is insane. I overcharged that one just a tiny bit, but thankfully I didn't take any damage. Okay, we're full. So what you generally want to do is you actually want to back in here, like such. Line it up properly. Okay. And open this up. Well, it's not going to work, so we will carry it. And then we will open this box. Put this in there. Open that up. Simple. And then put it back in. Back to work. The cutter really makes things easy. You don't have this huge ramp to go up off. Multiple sections to go through. It's just very efficient. But that's generally only if the Geo is like working when it comes to its extraction. I hope you don't run into that issue where the Geo stops working, which is why it is that I generally still kind of prefer to take, yeah, I don't think it's going to work. Nope, it's not working. Oh, that sucks. I just jinked myself. Well, I mean, it's a Star Citizen, so. Did it actually take it out or no? Place. Okay, let's open it. No, okay, there's nothing in there, so it should work. Okay, let's try this. Let's try picking one up and then putting it in the box. Let's see if that'll fix it. Nope. That's so unfortunate. Oh, man. I'm sitting here talking about how great the cutter is, and it is. It's a great ship. It's just this thing just doesn't want to work. And so that's why I'm always forced to not only bring this, I also have to bring the rock, and then I have to fly a ship that can hold them both. So yeah, we can, you know, watch my other videos where I use either the Zeus, even the Corsair, the C1 Spirit, the Crusader ship. I mean, there's a ton of different ships that can technically be used for this activity. Really, any ship that can transport a number of vehicles, and generally speaking, has a good amount of fuel capacity and decent handling. I'd say the Corsair would probably be the one on the list that's not necessarily the best suited for this type of task, just because of how cumbersome it is to fly the Corsair. However, the main thing that's undeniable about the Corsair is its sheer utility. You can literally do everything with that ship. You can fight with it. You can do cargo hauling with it. You can explore with it because it has over 5 SCU worth of fuel in it. It can take a punch. It only lacks in maneuverability. Let's take this out here. Let's try putting it back in. Wait, I can't pick it up. Hold on. Or actually, let's try one more thing. Okay, now wow, what is happening? I glitched across the map here. Wow, this game. Okay, let's try this one thing I was going to try. It wasn't going to allow me to take it out. There we go. Tractor beam. So I can't even pick it up. So let's close this. Okay, let's open it again. Still can't carry it. Okay. I guess another alternative would be, it is possible for you to buy extra little ore pod backpacks for the Geo. Maybe what you can do is you can just bring 10 of those little boxes and slap them inside of, this one SCU container. And so instead of unloading the container, you can just swap them. And then once all of them are full, go back to base, unload, and then you can see if they'll still work. But they really need to fix this, because it's really messing up certain game loops and hindering players with particular equipment from engaging in this mining activity effectively. I think the effectively word is the key. Alright, so I'm just going to pick these up and then we'll head back to base. And that'll be it. Because I'm not going to waste my time here. So unfortunate that this video is not going the way that I anticipated. But the cutter in itself, awesome ship. Aside from mining, I mean, just exploring in general. If you just want to explore the universe, it's a great little ship to have. You can also put a hover bike in there. I think the Mirai Pulse is pretty much the only one that can fit comfortably. You can shove a what is it? The X1. I'm weary of the Apoa Nox, the Dragonfly. Don't even try. But definitely the Pulse can fit in there quite comfortably. The Pulse can fit in anything pretty much. But yeah, it really is the perfect little ship for this kind of particular activity. It's just unfortunate that the Geo itself is just not behaving. All right, let's close that. Put that away. close that. Okay, everything's closed up. We're pressurized. Take my helmet off. And let's drink some water. Yeah, this little, well, no, it glitched through. I was going to say, this little kitchen thing. It's like a makeshift trash can. These things just disappear through here. Yep. Don't have to see it anymore. Okay, let's put this in motion. All right, so the one thing that the cutter is also really good at is because it's such a small ship and the engines are very powerful, you put it in VTOL mode, like so. And if you want to get out of dodge like really quickly, you just hold onto the space bar and the shift key at the same time, and that'll boost it into the atmosphere very fast. So we're going to do that right now. Best to do it decoupled, almost blacked out, but we're in atmosphere. Super fast. We're already in atmosphere. VTOL off, keep the momentum, and now we can go to Everest Harbor. Another ship that you can do that with that has really powerful VTOL would be the Cutlass Black. Also an amazing ship.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off. Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off. Shield system online. Landing gear done.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
this. There. Let's get this down. All right.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
What do you mean? It's right there. Why do you want to claim it?
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
All right,
Your
fine.
insurance claim has been sent.
Really good thing about the cutter Rambler, the claim time for it is extremely short, only 1:15 seconds, and if you pay the expedited fee, you get it instantly. So it's the one ship that you can buy, or maybe not the one, but one of the ships that you can buy that, let's say if I died and I had to spawn at like my main base, or what is it? I forget what it's called. But it's one of the home base locations or home locations. This is usually the ship that I would claim to fly to wherever it is that I need to go, because I can claim this instantly. So that's a really huge plus. I'm going to take this off and this off so I can run a little bit faster. So I already know I'm not going to make much money from that little run there, but let's see. Yeah, just 140 units of family, 50k. 140 units is like 6 or 7 nodes. So I only broke 7 nodes. So, unfortunately, due to glitches, the Geo doesn't work as intended. So, the Rambler in itself, again, still an amazing little ship that you can use for exploration in general. This is not just for mining, that's something that it can do. But in general, exploring the verse. Amazing amount of fuel capacity, great fuel efficiency, very durable, and if you outfit it with stealth components, you can do it safely. You can explore the verse very safely. And if you ever do find yourself in trouble, those VTOL engines in nav mode will get you out of Dodge super fast, like super fast. So all in all, probably, if not the best, one of the best starter ships or small ships for exploration that you can have. And I would definitely say it's not mandatory or the regular cutter can pretty much do the same thing. If you get the cutter starter ship, It'll just lack in the fuel capacity department. The bed in it also works, so you can bed log effectively. You can actually log out on the bed, so that's good. Solid exploration ship. But for mining in particular, just due to the way that the game, the state of the game right now, and how both of the mining vehicles have their issues, it's just better to have a ship that has a spacious enough cargo hold to be able to take both mining vehicles with you, to have that redundancy. You never really know whether or not the Geo's just going to crap out on you and you're not going to be able to pick up stuff. So you're just going to need to have that rock in there for backup. Or you could also bring your own little multi-tool with the mining attachment, but in a lot of situations I just find it more it's quicker to just pick it up by hand if I'm going to have to use a multi-tool at that point. So anyway, that is all for this video. Stay safe out there, and peace.